Questions.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Cuomo, thank you for appearing before the Select Subcommittee today. As you are hearing and you are aware, your administration has faced allegations that it did not transparently report nursing home deaths. I want to give you the opportunity to respond to those allegations in a calm way. On July 6, 2020, the New York State Department of Health released a report related to nursing home COVID-19 deaths. That report has since been criticized, and we've been discussing, for undercounting deaths by excluding those deaths that occurred outside of the facility, for example, at the hospital. How do you respond to that criticism? Shortly, briefly.
Congresswoman, we were reporting total deaths every day. Number in hospitals, number in nursing homes. This political dispute started. How many deaths in nursing homes? Let's go count those that were in hospitals, what they call out of facility. Those numbers, in my opinion, were very sketchy, and they, depending on the day, they moved around a lot. I was not going to report inaccurate information, so we specifically said, here is the nursing home number without the out-of-facility number, and when we have it, we will provide it. But it didn't change the conclusion of the report. It specifically said, we do not now have the out-of-facility number. We will provide it to you once we audit it. We did audit it. It was wrong, over 20%. And then it was corrected. But the total number of, which was 35,739 total deaths, that is what never changed. Congresswoman, I live this every day.
Okay, I have some more questions for you. Thank you. At your transcribed interview, you told us that Dr. Howard Zucker, the head of your Department of Health, decided what numbers to put in the July 6th report. But for his part, Dr. Zucker testified that he does not know how that decision was made. A member of your COVID-19 task force told us that Melissa DeRosa made the decision to remove the out-of-facility deaths from the July 6th report. Other members of your COVID-19 task force testified similarly. In your transcribed interview, and you've heard it referred to here, you said, let's say there's a 3,000 differential, 2,500. Who cares? What difference does it make in any dimension to anyone about anything? I want to say, Governor Cuomo, I care. Every member of this committee cares. And more importantly, every family member who lost a family member cared. So let's be very clear about that. With that said, can you help us reconcile the contradiction between your testimony and the testimony offered by individuals you handpicked for your COVID-19 task force?
Congresswoman, there were a number of subcategories. In facility, out of facility, presumed, hospital, at-home deaths, and those categories, yes, as data points, are going to be important. In the middle of the pandemic, in the middle of the frenzy, where nursing homes are shorthanded and they're working to save lives, to ask them to go through an accounting process wasn't the best use of time. The total number never changed, and that's what was most important. And we said when we do an audit of the individual categories, we will release the individual category numbers. So that was always clear that the total death number was right, but we had to do the allocation within the categories.
So we've heard there were concerns about data errors, particularly during the spring and summer of 2020, leading your administration not to publish the out-of-facility deaths. But it wasn't until February 2021 your administration decided that its nursing home reports should include those deaths. Why did it take so long for your administration to include those out-of-facility deaths in the nursing home report?
It's a good question, Congresswoman, because we were doing the audits of the numbers. President Trump started a Department of Justice investigation against New York and several other Democratic states on nursing home data. It was a political investigation. That was clear. But the easiest indictment is if a false number was created.
I now recognize Ms. Maliotakis from New York for 5 minutes of questions. Time's expired, Governor.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Governor Cuomo, I'd planned a series of questions, but